Good evening and welcome to Let's Talk, a conversation with Unc. I forgot where I was. Welcome to Beehive Nation TV. I am your host, YouTube's favorite uncle, Uncle David. Hey Cindy, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. How's it going? Oh, snap. Well, Brother Herb, good evening, my brother. Thank you. Shit. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for that $9.99. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. It's good to see you. I see you over there making moves and doing things. Certainly proud of you, nephew. That's all right. Them kids is growing like weeds, as they say. I sure hope you're not worrying poor Candy, because I'm sure you are. But that's what we do as men. We supposed to get on their nerves, because if we don't get on their nerves, then they'll probably think something is wrong. So yeah, she should have read the fine print. But it's good to see y'all are doing well and prospering. Hope y'all had a wonderful holiday. Yeah, Cindy, that's part of the deal. See, the women don't read the fine print. Where it says he's supposed to get on your nerves. And you're supposed to allot for that. But hey, sometimes they don't find out until it's too late. By then, they're already hooked. So how are you feeling, Cindy? Hope all is well. All right, Brother Herb, you take care. And thanks again for coming through. And thanks for that super chat. You take it easy, and I'll catch up with you. That's good, Cindy. I'm glad everything is going well for you. Yeah, doing pretty good on this end as well. Had a wonderful Christmas. Aunt Mady really did her thing in the kitchen. Whew. Yeah, I was doing pretty good with my regimen, and then Christmas happened. And there was nowhere in the world that I could not be disrespectful to Auntie, and not eat that good food that she cooked. I mean, she was in that kitchen. She started. Let's see, Christmas was yesterday, so she started. I think maybe Wednesday night, Thursday night. I don't know when she started, but she didn't finish until right before the guests started coming in. I'm saying guests like we had a whole bunch of people. It's just my oldest son and his girlfriend and Cutie Chewy and my brother-in-law or my sister-in-law. Yeah, so we had a good time, had some good food. Mm, mm, mm. I mean, Auntie did her thing. Hey, what's up, Kane? How you doing? Hope you had a good holiday. Yeah, Auntie did her thing. I was kind of upset because see, Auntie, her claim to fame is her fried chicken. I got a little bit. I went back, because I put the food away, and cleaned up. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute. It was like a thing full of chicken. Well, when I looked in there, it was like 4 pieces of chicken left. I was like, man, I can't believe this. I mean, all this other food. I mean, Auntie, I mean, when I say she cooked, she cooked. She cooked for 20 people, but we'll eat the rest of this week. So, but we had a good time, good music, good conversation. We laughed. TCG fam, hey, thank you for coming through. How you doing? Definitely good to see you. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Guess that everybody's gonna get ready for New Year's. Yeah, I'm definitely ready. No New Year's resolutions, because usually when you do that, it kind of goes sideways. So I figured, well, no resolution. Yeah, this has been a rough year, but you know what? We're still here. So, you know, I'm glad about that. Yeah, I definitely gave up on New Year's resolutions many moons ago, because the first thing you do, you like, okay, the new year I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this. And the big thing was always dieting and losing weight. I'm gonna eat right. That's my New Year's resolution. And usually after the first week, what's up, Oliver? Thank you for coming through. Long time no see. But usually after the first week or so, then that thing is out the window. You back eating like, hey, ATL Shorty, what's going on? Yeah, you beat yourself up. Thank you for sharing me out, Aunt Maddie. Yeah, you beat yourself up and you feel like you failed as a human being. Like your life is just destroyed because you had a setback. But my thing is, if you just don't make it a resolution, just decide to just say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it, and then stick to it. Now there will be instances where, like, okay, for me, I'm a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I had decided I wasn't going to drink sodas and eat junk food. That was the plan. Well, I'm glad you're doing better, Oliver. The whole plan was, I'm going to stop drinking sodas and eating junk food. And I was going to do this start off with 30 days. Because I figured if I go 30 days, I could keep going. Well, Christmas hit. And so I fell off the wagon. It's been a couple of days, but I decided that, okay, I'm going to do this for these next until tomorrow. And then starting Monday, I'm going to get back on it. I'm going to leave the junk, get off the junk food, no sodas. And I'm going to go and go. I refuse to get discouraged and beat myself up about it and figure I'm just this failure of a human being. And I'm like, when things happen, you just, you're like, okay, fine. I'm gonna deal with this right now. Now I'm figure out how long it's gonna take me to get through it. I figured, okay, with all the food that we had left, and I should be good until tomorrow because most of the junk food will be gone anyway. So it'll just be healthy stuff that's left, well, reasonably healthy-ish, I'll say. And limit my portions and stuff like that. So I'll get back on that thing on Monday, and I'll be all right. I'll go from there and see how it works. Because like I said, there's no sense in getting down about it, and that's what happens. Like you said, people they have setbacks, and then they become completely discouraged, as if I mean, you got the whole rest of whatever time you have to fix it. So just start over and go. That's the good thing about it, is that if you fall off the wagon, you screw it up today, if you get up tomorrow, because like I said, tomorrow isn't promised, but you get up the next day, you have a whole another day to get started. Hey, Tristan, how are you? Good to see you, my brother. Long time no see. Thank you for coming through. Yeah, just handle it. And you get up the next day and you start over. That's day one. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How was your holiday? Don't beat yourself up about it and then just be like, okay, I'm done forever. Yeah, it's good to have you in here, Tristan. Thank you so much for coming through. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody that comes in, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Yeah, mine was good. Aunt Betty, she did her thing in the kitchen. And I'm paying the price now, but I'm okay with that. I decided I'm gonna give myself the weekend and then that's it. I'm out. You know, I'm not a failure. I just, had a little setback. Yeah, how was your holiday? How was your Christmas? ATL Shorty. We had a good one over here. Shoot. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Like I said, I'm gonna get back on my grind Monday. Whew. I was telling somebody, I said, I picked the wrong time of the year to be trying to make some lifestyle changes. Although, it really wasn't the wrong time. It was my choice. I could have just said, you know what, I'm gonna skip the sweets and all the other trappings and just go with, the small portions and healthy eating. But then, I was like, you know what? I have a choice. I can do it or not do it. And if I decide to do it, then that's my decision and deal with it, live with it, accept it, and keep it moving. Ain't no need to have this long, drawn out debate with myself about what you're going to do. You're going to eat it or you're not. You're going to, don't put too much on your plate. I was like, you know what? We ain't even going to have this discussion. It's already been decided. I'm going full out. Because, like I said, it would have been disrespectful to Auntie to let her cook all this good food and not partake in it. Yeah, it was relatively quiet. Not no whole lot of shenanigans going on. Well, they played a little bit of Jenga. That was about it. Had some music going, everything except Christmas music. I'd had enough of that on the radio. And once again, thank y'all for coming through. I greatly appreciate it. Rockstar Dylan, what's up? Welcome in. Thank you for coming through. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up, turn my red button gray, watch one of my videos, leave a genuine comment, let me know, remind me that you were here, and I'll go over and check you out. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming through. If y'all don't have Dylan, make sure y'all get him. Yeah, but as you see, the topic for tonight is just, hey, TCG fam, thank you so much for that donation. That $2.99, I greatly appreciate it. What's up, Miles? Welcome in. Thank you for coming through. Everybody's welcome. Thank you so much, TCG fam. I greatly appreciate that. Yeah, I figured out, I hadn't been going live for a while. I've been hesitant, and it just I would, and I couldn't blame it on the holiday season because I had ample time to, you know, do things. I had set up the live, and then I was like, nope. All right, TCG. All right, enjoy your meal. Thanks again for that $2.99 donation. I greatly appreciate it. But I figured out what the deal was. Why I was so gun shy. I was like, people aren't coming, and things like that. The numbers are low. Then I walked through YouTube, some of the YouTube streets, and I saw, other people's numbers, and you had some that were up, some that were down, and I would look and see whose numbers was up, and I see what they were doing, and I went back and looked at a couple of my lives, and I'm like, damn, I see why people don't come in here. I am boring. I looked at Uncle David on Beehive Nation TV, and then I went and looked at Uncle David on Aunt Maddie TV. I'm like, it's like two different people. Like, who is this guy that's doing the motivation? How can he motivate anybody? He sounds like he's at a funeral or something. But then I go look at myself with Aunt Maddie TV, and like Aunt Maddie said, that's the guy that people are looking for. The silly dude, the sometimes, because I know for sure that I irritate Auntie. I know this for sure. But that's the guy that people are looking for. That guy. I left out my own live. I was like, I can't even watch my own live. I couldn't do it. I could not watch it. So I was like, you know what? I understand now why. So, I have to revamp, redo, retool, read whatever adjective you want to put there. Or adverb. Or, I never was too good with adjectives and adverbs and all that stuff. But whatever, retool, whatever, recreate, all of that stuff. I have to come up with things, and it also showed a lack of preparation. I'm a firm believer that what you put into it is definitely what you get out of it. And people aren't going to listen to you if you don't sound like you know what you're talking about. You're hemming and hawing and stuttering and all of that kind of crazy mess. Nobody, I mean, really. I actually looked at it and I'm like, if I went to somebody's channel and this is what I was getting, what would I do? I'm like, hell, I'd leave. So, like I said, I left my own live. I couldn't even watch myself. Yeah. So, I understand. So now what I know that I have to put more into what I'm talking about. Whatever subject that I choose for that particular live, I have to do my due diligence. And it takes more than just maybe 30 minutes before I go live to sit down and read whatever it is. No, I need to write out a whole thing and say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And this is how I'm going to do it. And study it and learn it. So that way, when I sit in front of this computer, or I sit in front of the camera, or stand in front of the camera, however I do the presentation, to make sure that I'm giving the people what they want, so that they can they feel like, even if I don't know what I'm talking about, they'll be like, hey, he know what he's doing. He come in here and, yeah, well, you should, and if you do this way, and they don't want to hear that. This is dead. So yeah. Now I'm gonna work on that dude. Like I said, that guy is not the one that we see on Aunt Mattie TV. The goofy dude. You know, the uncle that you like, oh, here he comes, y'all. That's the crazy uncle. You know, the fun-loving kind of guy. You know, that's me. That's who I am. And I have to project that wherever I go. You know, and understand that I am he and he is me. And hey, let's just do it. So I know I need to put out more content other than the morning. Oh, dang it! Excuse me, y'all. Other than the morning motivations, and I just need to work on my channel and do better for sure. But what I won't do is get discouraged. I won't do that. I won't. Because you can get discouraged, especially once you start going through and looking at other people's stuff. Hey, Vern. Well, the conversation is just me understanding why or what it is I need to do to improve my channel. Like I was saying earlier, and I hope you had a nice holiday, Vern, and thank you again for coming through. I greatly appreciate it. But understanding that I need to do different. The Uncle David that you see here is different from the Uncle David that you see on Aunt Mattie TV, which shouldn't be. I'm me all the time. That guy over there, that's me. And so, yeah. But I know I need to put more into what I'm doing. Like I was telling them before you came in, that when I pick a subject, that I need to pick something and study it for more than 30 minutes before showtime. Yeah, we do, Vern, but still need to be that goofy fun guy. That's me. And you can still motivate and inspire people doing that. I don't have to come in here and be, dry and that's not always what motivation is. So I want to work on that. I appreciate your help and support. I really do. Thank you. As always. I posted a picture this morning on Instagram of the toy that my mom had bought me when I was a little kid. The little old lady lived in the shoe, and how it was designed to help me learn how to tie my shoes. Like I said, once I mastered that, the thing really had no other use. I mean, how many times can you pull it across the floor? It had the little string with the wheels on it. You pull it. I mean, how much? I was a little boy. Yeah, we will, Vern. That's coming. I promise. That's coming soon. I'm gonna send you something in your Instagram and check your schedule. We're working more towards it after the new year. So that's coming. That's something that's on the horizon. But I'm like, how much longer do I need to pull this little toy around before I figure out something else to do with it? Well, I put the lady, all the little kids in the shoe, stuffed it with paper, and I always had this thing about matches. So what comes with matches? Fire. Set it on fire, and for some reason I decided I wanted to look under the bed. I don't know why I did that. or what. I don't remember what I was looking for. I don't remember the process. But what I don't remember much actually. But I'm sure that that process included my mother. I don't know. I remember my mother finding out, but I don't remember what happened after that. But I know that it involved me, my dad, his belt, and my behind. I know that. And after I posted it, my brother, he was like, yeah, he said, I kind of think that that was your last fire. And yeah, it was. Now, I still had a couple of instances with matches, but I didn't, no fires. But that was crazy. That was, yeah, I always had this thing about fire and matches and stuff until my father got a hold to me and he set me straight on that. I think he just beat the fire out of me. And I was surprised that as I grew up that I smoked cigarettes, which required me to use matches or lighter to, that was a shocker to me after that whooping that I got. I'm sure it was a doozy. Like I said, I really don't remember, but my brother, he kind of remembers a little bit, and he was like, that was definitely your last fire. So if that was the last fire, then my dad, he yeah, that was it must have been a life-changing experience. So but yeah, getting back to my channel, I also I have a sponsor, and it is NORA'S Authentic Handbags and Shoes. Yes, it's the same sponsor as Aunt Maddie's TV. So if you go over there, her let me drop the link for it, and I'm gonna put it in the description. It'll be in the description of all my other videos. It is www.noras915.com. If you go over there, you can get a. She already has a. Hey V, merry belated Christmas, all that stuff. But you already get 50% off. But if you mention Uncle David or Aunt Maddie TV, you'll get an additional 10% off. So get on over there, check her out. From this point on, the link will be in the description. Yeah, as soon as I learn how to speak. Let's see what else. Anything else going on? Yeah, yeah. But like I said, after the new year, I'll be working on getting people on my panel. Um, going start going to other people's channels and see, get on their panels, get some exposure, and also learn some things. Because as we talked about when we were on the Positive Pushers panel week before last. I think that's when it was. Um, we talked about how the motivators need motivation, and there's always room to learn, room to improve. So yeah, that's the whole gist of what I'm trying to do. So I'll be going to different people and you know just learning, watching, listening, networking. That's important. And it's really important to learn from the people that are doing what it is that I want to do. And also watching the people that have achieved, what I want to achieve. Oh, that is for sure, Vern. No one is perfect. And, excuse me, you can always, I mean, I don't care how old you are, how smart you think you are, you can always learn something. I try to learn something new every day. I don't care what it is, just something. Then I have to remember what I learned because I'm trying to think if I learned something new today, and I probably did, but I don't know what it is right now. And that's another thing I need to work on is, my journaling, make sure I'm writing things down because relying on the memory, that's not a good look. Especially as we get up in age, the brain don't work the same. My brain at 58 don't work like it did at 28. So I have to make sure that I'm writing stuff down so that I can go back and look at it and reread it and relearn it. So like I said, and I just have to make sure that I find more like-minded people. It's important who you surround yourself with, because I was listening to Steve Harvey, and it's like if you're in a group of 10 and 9 of those people are broke, you keep hanging around with them, yeah, you'll be broke. And if you're the smartest person in the room, then you need to switch rooms because you're no longer learning. So it's always room for improvement. Always. And my mother used to tell me all the time, the dumbest question is the one that you don't ask. So if it's something you want to know and you know who has that information, ask them. They can only say yes or no. And if they say no, fine. Eventually you'll come across somebody that has the information, or if you keep looking long enough, you'll find it for yourself. That's right, Vern. No questions. I mean, because if you don't know something, it's not like it's just going to miraculously pop in your head. So you need to ask somebody, you know, hey, what is this? Or how do I get this? Or where do I, you know? Now you do have some people that, like I said, that are selfish and just won't give you the information just because they're afraid that if they give you the information, you'll get more than them, which makes no sense to me, especially here on YouTube, because there's enough room. I mean, YouTube is not based off of like one little neighborhood or a city or a state or even a country. YouTube is worldwide. So, which means there is ample room for everybody to be successful. If this is the format or the platform that you want to use, then there's plenty of room here. And there are other places you can go, other platforms, and they are worldwide. Anything on the internet is open to everybody. So just if you want to be successful, you have to help others. There's just no two ways about it. And you're going to have to help others and get help because you cannot do this by yourself. There's no way in the world you could be successful on YouTube. Hey, Jess, there's no way you can be successful on YouTube by yourself. You can't do it. It is impossible. Because one, you need people to subscribe. You need people to come watch you. You need people to interact with you. All of these things you need other people to do. Because you won't get the hours watching yourself. Thank you, Jess. So if you're sitting around waiting, trying to do it on your own because you got too much pride to ask somebody to help you, then that's exactly where you'll be, sitting right there, you and your pride, sitting right there in the corner, trying to figure it out. And if you have information, you can have everything you want if you help enough people get what they want. I learned that from Zig Ziglar. And it makes sense. Because if you're helping others get what they need, then you'll get something in return. So it's okay to help other people, and it's okay to accept help. Don't let your pride keep you from being successful. Don't let that be the reason why. I have no problem asking for help. If I need to know something, I'm gonna ask somebody. Somebody gonna tell me something. My mother, she told me, she said, you just ask. You want to know something, you ask. Now that probably kind of backfired for her because once she told me that, I was asking her everything. I wanted to know why everything. There was always a question. And as I got older, it didn't stop. And she told me you know, taught me that reading was important long before they had reading as fundamental. Because if everybody can't read, and I get that, but there's no reason why you can't try to learn. I find myself, I would be on the bus, I'd read all the signs, and I would ride the bus. I was riding the bus every day. And every day I get on the bus, I'm just reading the signs. It'd be the same signs, but it had become a habit to just read. My mom said when I was little, I would get the newspaper, I'd read it upside down because I didn't know what I was doing. I just grab something and read it. And it'd be, I just sit there and I'd see the words. I had no idea that it was upside down. She said, I'd sit there and look at it like I knew what I was doing until I figured out what I was doing. And once, reading opens up a whole new thing in your imagination. I would read books and I was imagining that I was the character. I was like, dang, this is cool. And I find myself doing it now when I read, depending on what I'm reading. I picture myself as whoever the subject of the book is, that I'm them. And whatever it is they're doing, I'm experiencing it. So I encourage folks to read. Just read. Just pick up something and read it. It really doesn't matter because you can learn. You'd be surprised at where you learn and what you can learn, and it matters not your age. Like I said, here I am at 58 and I'm still learning. I'm still growing, and I still have that thirst for knowledge. It takes a little longer to comprehend it sometimes, but hey. Hey, Nadia. Thank you for coming through. How you doing? Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it. It's good to see you. Ah, yeah, Vern, I wish. But you know what? No, I don't. I hear people saying, man, if I knew, then what I know now, well, you can't know that now. You had to go through it to figure it out. And they're like, would you go back? I don't want to go back. I like being 58. I don't want to go back to them crazy days. It was, especially like my teenage years, I had a ball growing up. I really did. But, I don't want to go back to that. I learned some things. I've forgotten some things that I learned. But I know that I had fun. I enjoyed, my childhood and my teenage days, and I enjoyed the process of getting to 58. It hasn't been always been peaches and cream, and there's highs and lows and good and bad. But if you look at it as a lesson learned, all the things, all the lows in your life were lessons. And as you look back, you're like, okay, this is why that happened, and this happened for this reason. Okay, now I understand. So life is about learning, and there's nothing that I would change, because if you go back, you think about it. If you go back and you change one thing, it doesn't even have to be anything big. If you change one thing that happened in your life, it changes your entire life. So really have to think about that. You would miss out. There were some things that you wouldn't have gotten to enjoy. Like for me, if I went back before I when I was a teenager and changed one thing, then I wouldn't have my wife, I wouldn't have my kids. I would probably have a wife and some kids, but they wouldn't be who I have now. And that makes a big difference. I might have married some crazy woman, would have a bunch of crazy kids. Then we'd all be crazy. So I am quite happy, with my life. Like I said, it's you have your good, your bad, your bitter, your sweets, your ups, your downs, but that's what life is all about. So you just enjoy the life that you have and be grateful that you have a life. People wake up in the morning, they complaining and about they mad about this and mad about that. But if you think about it, there were some people that went to bed the night before that said, when I get up in the morning, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But they didn't get up that morning. So if you are able to get up, there's no need to complain. Yes. And my father used to tell me that all the time. No matter how bad your situation is, there's always somebody that's in a worse situation. And they are probably grateful that they are able to just have something to deal with or to be able to deal with something. If you look at the big picture, you wake up complaining. Sometimes, just stop and look around and realize that your eyes are open, your mouth is moving, your brain is functioning, all these things. You are alive. So why are you complaining? Why are you mad? Why are you upset? Why are you worrying about things that you have no control over? There's some things that are just above us. You can't, what you going to do? You got a bill that's due. If you don't have the money, how you going to pay it? Ain't nothing you can do about it till you get the money. Okay, they called and, hey, yo, I know that. Thank you for reminding me, though. Pay you when I can. And in this current situation that we're in now, it's going to be rough for a lot of people. A lot of us, it's going to be rough. But we've all been through storms before, and we've survived them. Everything that has happened to us from the day we were born up until right now, we've survived it. It's worked out. So you just keep dealing with it until you know. My daddy used to say, live as long as you can and die when you can't help it. Makes sense to me. You just live every day. Live it to the fullest. Yesterday is gone. You can't do nothing about it. Tomorrow's not promised. Like I said, there are people that will go to bed tonight and they're saying, hey, when I get up in the morning, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And, well, tomorrow may never come for some. So you make the best of it. Okay, Vern, I'll be here for a little while. I got about 14 more minutes. Just like I said, you do the best you can with what you have and just live it. You only get one life, as far as I know. Now, I have yet to hear anybody or talk to anybody that has left and come back. So get one stab at it, one bite of the apple. That's it. So you better make the best of it. Enjoy it, embrace it, love it. And live in the moment. It'll be all right. You know, we can make it. I know me for sure. Times are hard, but there's certain things we just have no control over. And there's no sense in stressing. The stress will kill you. I've seen it, what it does to me. I used to work in a hospital, and I've seen people, just crazy. Your blood pressure go up. High blood pressure turns it into something else. You get sick. And then when things get better, you can't enjoy it because you don't worry your poor self into sickness. Some people have worried themselves to death. If you don't think that's possible, you best believe it is. Because you're just worrying. And you're worried about what's around the corner. Just go around there and see. Because whatever is around there, if you got to go around there anyway, there's no sense in just, worrying about it. If you got to go around the corner, just go around the corner. If you got to go to work, go on to work. I don't feel like going. Do you know how many people wish they had a job? Steady income? They used to say that, a lot of us are one paycheck from being homeless. Well, this current situation has tested that theory. Because a lot of paychecks ran out. And then they had a little money coming in with the unemployment and all that stuff. That's done run out. Folks about to be in the streets. So if you have a job and you have a roof over your head, there is no reason why you should be complaining. Realistically and honestly, there is really no reason why. Because like I said, you have some people that are on the verge of, they don't know what's going to happen. At the end of the month, they've already, you have some people that this was it. Come January 1st, welcome back, Vern. Come January 1st, they're done. There's no protection anymore for people that are about to be evicted. Because these people want their money. They understand the situation, but given the society that we live in, the country that we're in, it's about money. It's a capitalistic country that it just is. And so, January 1st, you don't have that money December 31st. Okay, Vern. It's gonna be some people that's going through some stuff. So like I said, if you have a job, if you have a roof over your head, and you don't necessarily have to worry about that going away anytime soon, be grateful. Man, you should be getting up in the morning to go to work with the biggest smile on your face. Not worrying about whether it's cold or hot or if it's raining or if it's snowing. You got somewhere to go. You have a means to make your ends meet. And you complaining because the floor is cold? You complaining because you spilled some toothpaste? Come on. Complaining because you can't find the cheese? Serious, man. You'd be amazed at the things that people complain about. Nah, you know, I refuse to complain. For what? Every morning that I wake up, I'm grateful. So I ain't gonna get mad. Why? What am I mad for? I'm mad because I woke up. Really? Are people mad because they wake up? Seriously? Damn, that's just crazy. But yeah, people are mad. I woke up. I don't understand. What you mean? Turn on the news, turn on the TV. Some folks, they ain't as fortunate as you. I can guarantee you there's some folks that would give anything to have their loved one wake up. Yeah, that's right, Vern. Go back to sleep, wake up again. See it, and then see what happened. Think about it. Just think about it. Like I said, just be grateful for what you have. Maybe it's not what you want, but until you can get what you want, you better be glad with what you got. Like I said, there are some folks that they are wishing, and through no fault of their own. Because I can guarantee you that some of the people that ain't working, they would love to be working. They would love to know that they have a income, a steady one, a reliable one. But yet you got people that wake up to go to work and they mad because they got to work. They mad about their job. If you don't like the job, quit. Do whatever it is that you think you're supposed to be doing. Do whatever it is you think you're supposed to be doing with your life. But until things get better, you better be glad you got what you got. So, I don't know, y'all. Just take it one day at a time, moment by moment, day by day, minute by minute, second, however you do it. Whatever it takes for you to get through it. Just get through it. It'll be all right. Like I said, know that there's always somebody that's a little worse off than you. Just be grateful. Gratitude would take you a long way. Gratitude would eases a whole lot of stress. Gratitude gives you something to look forward to. I am forever grateful for what I have. I'm sure everybody would love to live in luxury and fancy cars and fancy clothes and big houses and have endless dollars and go where you want when you want. Yeah, the majority of us would love that. But the majority of us don't have that. So do the best you can with what you got. It's all you can do. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't need to cry. Like the saying goes, no need to cry over spilled milk. You ain't got it, you ain't got it. And maybe you're just not supposed to have it. Maybe it's just not time. You know, your time, whatever it is that you're supposed to have, you'll have it in its time. If it's meant for you to have, then you'll get it. You know, you just have to be patient and grateful and just keep working toward whatever it is you're trying to get to. It'll come. And don't look at when somebody else got theirs because it was their time. Y'all just on different schedules. And don't compare what somebody else have to what you have. Because that will frustrate you even more. You're like, man, I'm doing all this and I'm doing all this. And I've been doing this longer than so-and-so and so-and-so got this and so-and-so got that. But it was time for so-and-so to get it. You just keep working at it. Don't let what their achievements discourage you. Because then you'll get to the point where you're like, oh man, I'm doing all this and it's just not worth it. And then you quit. And usually when people quit, it's usually right before their breakthrough. So hey, what's up, Bree? Thank you for coming through, hon. Got about another minute and 20 seconds or so. Thoughts Magnetic. Well, I'll be dang. What's up, fam? It's good to see you. Hope everybody had a good holiday. Getting ready for the new year. Like I was saying earlier, there are no New Year's resolutions. I don't do those. Serves no point. Because, like TCG fam said, we have these resolutions and then we say we're going to do this and do that. And then as soon as it falls through, you get discouraged and you feel like you're the worst. You failed as a human being and that your life is over, and it's not that serious. It really isn't. Yeah, well, that's the only person you can do, Bree. You can't be nobody else but yourself, babe. That's it. But I'd like to thank you all for coming through. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I will see y'all again on Tuesday. So thank you. I love you. Remember, be happy on purpose and know that I believe in you, believe in you too. Peace.